Hello, my name is Paxton Indris, and this is my presentation on Father Georges Lemaitre. This presentation was made for my ABE 170A2 class, Science, Technology, and the Environment, at the University of Arizona, taught by Mrs. Katelyn Poe and Dr. Poe. Perhaps one of the most important scientists that you have probably never even heard of was Father Georges Lemaitre. Father Lemaitre was not only a father of the Catholic Church, but also the father of the Big Bang Theory. Father Lemaitre is responsible for the idea that the universe is not only expanding, but that the universe has expanded from a dense state in which he called the primeval atom. Father Georges Lemaitre was born in Charleroi, Belgium on July 17, 1894 to Joseph and Marguerite Lemaitre. In 1911, Lemaitre enrolled in the Catholic University of Louvain, where he studied civil engineering. His studies, however, were interrupted when Lemaitre volunteered and joined the Belgian army after World War I broke out throughout Europe in 1914. After the war, Lemaitre was considered a hero and received the Military Cross for his bravery. When Lemaitre returned home, he continued his studies at the Catholic University of Louvain, but turned from engineering to mathematics and physics. In 1920, Lemaitre graduated with a Ph.D. degree in mathematics from the Catholic University of Louvain. After, Lemaitre moved to the Malines Seminary and was ordained a priest in 1923. After becoming a priest, Lemaitre began studying at a number of institutions, including the University of Cambridge in England, where he worked in the solar physics laboratory. After working at Cambridge University, Father Lemaitre began studying and working at Harvard University and MIT. It was during his research at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Harvard where Lemaitre became interested in the works of American astronomers Edwin Hubble and Harlow Shapley. It was also during this time where Lemaitre gained interest in Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity and the expansion of the universe. This would be the starting point for Lemaitre's Big Bang theory. Einstein's general theory of relativity was an attempt by Einstein to discover what, if any, was a counterforce to gravity. If gravity constantly forced objects in, then why wasn't the universe collapsing or moving in? Einstein believed that the universe was static or unchanging because there was an equal counterforce to gravity. To make his idea work, Einstein tweaked his own equations with what is called the cosmological constant. As Lemaitre studied Einstein's solutions on the theory of general relativity in the mid-1920s, he found evidence that the universe was constantly expanding. Soon after, Edwin Hubble agreed with Lemaitre that the universe is constantly expanding. Lemaitre, however, took his theory a step further and believed that if the universe is constantly expanding, then at one point it was infinitely small. Lemaitre proposed that it was a primeval atom, or cosmic egg, that exploded into a growing universe. The explosion was so big, Lemaitre proposed, that the force overcame the force of gravity. Though the theory at the time was considered crazy and barbaric, eventually it was considered true. Even Edwin Hubble's observations and research during the mid-19th century showed that Lemaitre's cosmic egg theory was in fact true. As Edwin Hubble studied galaxies, he discovered that not only was the universe constantly expanding, but also that the further the galaxies are away from us, the faster they were moving. Hubble discovered this by measuring both the distance the galaxies were away from us and their speed. This chart illustrates the distance galaxies are away from our own, and the velocity at which they are moving away from us. By doing this, Hubble discovered that the velocity is proportional to the distances, which proves that galaxies are indeed constantly moving away from our own. In 1933, Lemaitre and Einstein traveled to several scientific seminars throughout California. Lemaitre explained his theory on the expansion of the universe and how he used Einstein's theory of general relativity to come to his conclusion of the Big Bang theory. Einstein stood and applauded Lemaitre after a speech he gave, saying, "This is the most beautiful and satisfactory explanation of creation to which I have ever listened." Though his scientific discoveries are recognized today, this wasn't always the case. Being a Catholic priest posed a threat for Lemaitre at the time. Scientists at the time believed Lemaitre's theory was religion-based. Lemaitre defended himself by saying that science and religion are two separate interpretations of the world. Yes, the Christian religion does in fact have similar ideas on the beginning of the universe, but Lemaitre responded saying, "As far as I can see, such a theory remains entirely outside any metaphysical or religious question. It leaves the materialist free to deny any transcendental being. For the believer, it removes any attempt at familiarity with God. It is a consonance with Isaiah, speaking of the hidden God, hidden even in the beginning of the universe." As time passed, and well-known scientists like George Gamow and Edwin Hubble were able to back up Lemaitre's discoveries, scientists recognized Lemaitre's Big Bang theory as factual. This allowed Lemaitre to continue with his work on not just the expansion of the universe, but in other subject matters like pioneering work in electronic computation for astrophysical problems. During the latter part of his life, Georges Lemaitre won many awards such as the Franqui Prize, given in recognition to an outstanding Belgian scholar or scientist. He also received the Eddington Medal for his investigation of astrophysics. He was also elected to certain organizations such as Pontifical Academy of Sciences, the Royal Academy of Sciences and Arts for Belgium, and the Royal Astronomical Society. Father Georges Lemaitre died on June 20th, 1966, after his discovery of the cosmic microwave radiation. This discovery only proves how remarkable Father Lemaitre was. He made discoveries well into his 70s and up until his death in 1966. Father Lemaitre will be remembered as the father of the Catholic Church, father of physics, father of astronomy, mathematics, and most importantly, the father of the Big Bang theory. Scientists today will continue to study his research and recognize it as truly remarkable and special. For Father Lemaitre himself was truly as remarkable a person as his work on the birth of the universe. This concludes my presentation on Father Georges Lemaitre. Thank you for viewing my video. I hope that you enjoyed learning about one of the greatest physicists of all time, Father Georges Lemaitre. My name is Paxton Indris, and this concludes my video. Thank you.